I got 100 round drum in the bag, a nigga not missing, no. I got 100 rounds stuffed in the bag, you know I'ma flip it all. Tell my lagoon to make you a tag, la homie go hunt you down. My niggas swiping shit just like flag, they tryna gun you down.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy OTR Sean back at it again with another not so regular video. I'm not gonna hold y'all for too long. I just had a random thought pop in my head. Whenever the market crashes or you have unforeseen circumstances like a tire blowout or a truck breakdown or whatever, what are you willing to sacrifice for your trucking career, journey, lifestyle, whatever? It's different for everybody. But backtrack a little bit. I'm currently sitting in Loudon, Ohio. I think that's what it is. I think that's where I am. It's somewhere up in Ohio, right below Cleveland. Going to an Ace Hardware or Ace distribution center in the morning at 0800. So I'm gonna get this video out quick because I gotta hit the bunk and get some sleep so I can be up and ready. I'm like 3 miles away, 3 or 4 miles away, but still want to be there at either 8 or 7:30, 7:45. But back to what I was saying. What is it that you're willing to sacrifice for this lifestyle? That's what just hit me. If you go to Lone Mountain, you go to Landstar, you go to Facebook Marketplace, you go to Mercer. Like you go to Facebook Marketplace and get a truck and put it on at Mercer or Landstar, or you go to like the classified ads and like the big rig magazines is at the truck stops, and you get a cash truck, or you go to Arrow or whatever and you finance a truck, or you go to Super Ego or Road Legends or Aval or any of these places that are doing this lease purchase program, or you just finance a truck. What is it that you're willing to lose? I don't think that enough people stop and think about what you are going to have to give up for this industry. This is a very demanding industry. I've been doing this since I was 21. I had like a break. So almost a decade. And as the years go on and the times change, one thing that has changed that I thought would never change is what I was willing to give up for this. Now, I've made this statement before to a dispatcher, if not my own dispatcher, upon multiple occasions, whenever situations like this happen. And I will say this: Road Legends is committed to your success, but they're committed to your success as long as you're scratching their back, if that makes sense. And this is not a video bashing Road Legends. Don't get me wrong. I still don't have any problems with Road Legends. It's just I would much rather prefer me keep it $1.50 with people who take the time out of their day. I'm going to show you the highs and the lows. So when it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good. Whenever I'm having a not so swell time, I'm going to tell you I'm having a not so swell time. Since I had that breakdown that caused that, it wasn't even a breakdown. It was like a piece of metal in the tire. And I got stopped at that weigh station. No ticket, no warning, no nothing. Basically, the guy was cool about it. He just said, hate to do it to you, driver, but you got to call roadside. All right, cool. Since that, and that whole load situation where I said I didn't want the load got booked anyway, then, well, I didn't want the load, but then I was told that was the only thing that was available. So I said, fine, give it to me. Then it was told one way, and then it came out to be another way, and then it was I could deliver it by Tuesday. Road Legends, my dispatcher, I'm not gonna say Road Legend as a whole, my dispatcher was wanting to deliver it by Monday. I didn't pick it up until Saturday because the broker screwed me over. Didn't want to give me the pickup number, even though I was sitting outside the gate. It was just a big mess. Since that big mess that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, or for you all, the last video and last short ago, there has been a temporal shift in what I'm seeing with Road Legends. For example, I don't know if it's the market. I don't know if it's the fact that I've gotten complacent. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm getting tired. I'm getting lazy. For all of the internet warriors that probably sit at home on your couch eating potato chips, or that drive locally, or that own trucks that say that I'm a complete idiot, please chime in the comments and give me all of the negativity, because I got time for it today. I got time for it anytime, but I got time for it today. On this video, I got time for it. Because it can't just be one or the other. It can't just be all me or all Road Legends or all Road Legends and not me. I'm leaning more toward the fact that it's me getting complacent, me being stubborn, me not willing to understand and adjust and or adapt to a ever free-falling market. And the only thing that the only thing that keeps me somewhat grounded is the fact that I have a very good support system as far as my family, like my wife and stuff like that. But what happens if a driver or a young man or a young lady, because there are lady drivers out there that partake in this foolery that we call the trucking industry? What happens whenever we meet our wits' end? At the end of the day, when you look at it, the brokers don't care. Dispatchers and companies care to an extent as long as it's making them money. Now, I'm not saying that Road Legends isn't committed to success, because from what I've saw, they will try to keep you running. They will try to keep, revenue flowing through the truck. I'm not saying that Road Legends is a shit company. It's going to be like anywhere else. It's going to have its ups and it's going to have its downs. Maybe my luck has just ran out, or it's starting to run out at the end of this. Or it could be the fact that they can see that I'm almost close to the end. I've got 40 weeks left, or what is that? 32 weeks. If you take the 8 weeks off that the maintenance account will cover whenever it gets to 10,000. I doubt that it's that, because I don't think that for them to have like an 88 or 90% success rate as far as finishing lease purchases, I doubt that it would be a very lucrative thing. Just looking at it from a money and a business aspect, for them to get you all the way to the end and then make it to where you can't pay off the truck, because that would be stupid. One, because whenever I signed this lease, I understood whenever this truck gets done, it's going to have almost, if not 600,000 miles on it, which at that point is a liability for a company. This is true. Whenever you buy one of these trucks from Road Legends, my truck, for example, and this is all stuff that I've been tracking and I've been paying attention to, and I've been asking questions, and I keep getting not shafted, but keep getting like the runaround or whatever. This is where the gray areas start to pop up. I bring up the question, and again, I'm going to ask questions because simply I would like to know. I ask a question and I say, what is it? Why is it? Or am I able to purchase plates for my home state? I live in Kentucky. I know how much the plates cost in Kentucky. I've talked to Kentucky Department of Transportation. I had like a 2.5 hour long consultation with one of their representation people. They gave me the rundown on how I would go about getting the plates for this truck, how I would go about doing IFTA, all of the things that I would need to do whenever if and whenever I get the title to this truck. And the person I talked to asked me a question about some of the things that I pay for with Road Legends versus what it would actually cost if I did it through Kentucky. Not really eye-opening. I kind of figured that things were slightly inflated on this side because this is a business. If the cat's out of the bag and that makes you not want to come to Road Legends, get out of here. Or makes you not want to do lease purchase, get out of here, because I don't think you're mentally strong enough to do it if that's the case. I'm just being honest. Or you might not have the patience, or it might not just be your time. And I could be talking like this because I've gotten irritated, frustrated, and I'm not having a good time. That could also be very true. I'm not generally a negative person and don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I'd asked the question multiple times to Road Legends. I'm at the end of my lease. Why can't I just pay for my own plates? It's cheaper. From a business standpoint, that would be smart for me, because that would be smart for me and better for them, because then they're not having to pay for plates and registration. I would be paying for it. I already know what the cost is. And it's a one-time fee for me, but I see why they're giving me the runaround, because it's a recurring payment for them. So whenever you do a lease, and if this is something that, God's honest truth, if this is something that is making, that will make people not want to come to Road Legends because they've seen my videos, or they think that I'm stupid for staying with Road Legends, I told them from the beginning, either you'll pry this truck from my dead hands, or I'm going to walk away with a title. Because at the end of the day, to me, it's not about the fact of, I own a truck. This to me is a trophy. Because after all of the foolishness and after all of the hardships and the difficulties I've had growing up as a young black man, this right here is my trophy. I can say I did that. I got friends of mine that's rooting for me. I got family members that's rooting for me to finish this, because everybody knows, for me, this is the part of the business that Road Legends doesn't see, and Road Legends doesn't have to see, and nor do they have to care, nor do you or anybody else on YouTube. This is just a vent video, essentially. But I owe it to the people that are in my closest circle, that I call family, the people that are my friends like you all. I owe it to them people to at least show my journey and have it documented to the best of my ability, to show, for 2 years of my life, or 2 years and some change, whatever it may be, it's going to be 2 years. It's probably going to be like a year and 9-10 months, because I'm gonna get it done. But this is what I did. These are the people that I interacted with. These are the people that I reached out to. These are the people that took advice from me. These are the people that gave me advice. These are all of the new people that I've made, hopefully, impacts on their life to either be confirmation to do something, or to be confirmation to stay away from something. Simply because, like I said, if you are watching a video that has me in it, and you've seen video after video after video that I'm saying Road Legends is cool, Road Legends is cool, Road Legends is cool, and you're coming here just because you think Road Legends is cool, and I'm not real enough, or I'm not going to keep it 100 enough to tell you every day is not a good day, every week is not a good week. There are some things that do not make sense. Like this stuff with his plates is something that doesn't make sense to me, realistically. Like I've reached out to my fleet manager, and I was told that it was a safety thing. I reached out to who I thought was safety, and this individual tells me that he only deals with the forward-facing cameras. And I stopped because it just seemed like it was and I was given 2 other numbers with extensions, and I just thought it was too much of a runaround. If it's safety, it's safety. If it's a fleet manager thing is a fleet manager thing. If I ask my certified babysitter or dispatcher, he's going to tell me he doesn't do anything besides look at loads, which is fine. At least he's honest. If I say anything to him about the end all be all for how much my business revenues, the only thing that he cares about is how much it makes him a week, which who knows what that is. These are the things that you're never going to know. These are the things that they're never going to say. And this is probably going to put me on the radar for them to I guess, blackball me, make me have crappier loads, whatever, make me not finish this lease. If that's the case, then so be it. I'm honestly just wanting to put it out there. And I'm gonna wrap up with this. Whenever you go to do a lease, I would highly recommend that you sit down and you write down a list of your goals. And in those goals, or in those, set parameters that you have for this lease, this thing called lease purchase, or this thing called trucking, or this thing called owning a company, or whatever, being a business owner, I hope that you sit down and you write down at the top of your list, after family and everything else, after you write your business plan, after you dream about all the millions of dollars that you'll make, because I hope anybody that sees this makes as much money as they can ever fit in their pockets, and more money than the banks can hold, respectfully. But you also need to be real with yourself and write down, what is it that you're willing to lose? What is it that you're willing to sacrifice? How much is it realistic? If you do not have a solid grasp on how much it costs for you to manage your household just at autopilot. And autopilot is probably not a good word. Just at the minimum. If you do not know what it takes to keep phone, water, electric, food, dog food, diapers, wipes, whatever. I don't know what you have at your house, but whatever you think is a necessity. If you do not know what it takes to keep just the necessities at your house, or if you think that this would put you in a position to not be able to afford the basic necessities, it's not for you. Now, every week for me has not been shitty. Every check for me has not been like these last couple weeks. I cannot say that. That's why I say it could just be me, it could be the market, it could be a lot of things. I don't know. I've had some health situations going on as far as like stress and blood pressure. But I mean, if that's what's causing it, I'm getting older. I'm not a young kid anymore. Unfortunately, my body is reminding me very quickly, and I'm nothing but 28. And these knees, and my back and my blood pressure are reminding me. It also does not help that I'm not, chiseled out like the god Michael. Like I'm not an athletically built guy. I'm not sitting here ripping my shirt off on the beach drinking Mai Tais with people. No, basically what I'm saying is years of driving this truck, or years of being in this lifestyle, along with probably predetermined stuff that I can't even control. These are things that you have to take into account. Like if you get into it at 21, you have to have an exit plan by whatever date, whatever age. My brother was telling me this because he started driving trucks. And he got out of it. He went from the military to now he's on to a new business venture. And he seems to like this business venture way better, and he enjoys this way better than he enjoyed trucking. Simply because he said to me, he jokes, he said, and he knows that we're literally the same age. He grew up with me. He's like, bro, you've been doing this for 30 decades, and you still ain't figured out that you ain't got to do all that to make money. You can come home and be with your family. And I keep telling him, nah, I got that diesel in my blood, Brody. I got to stay out here. I got another friend I started with at Maverick Transportation with him. 2 friends, realistically, that are left that I speak to that are from Maverick Transportation. One is at Landstar, and he tells me all the time, hey, Sean, if we can make it in this market, just think about what it'll feel like whenever we paid trucks off and we're in this market, or the market gets better. My friend that works at that still is with Maverick, he says, hey man, you're doing what most people won't do. You stepped out there and took a chance, and you've been successful. So with all that being said, before you jump out there and decide to do a lease, or you jump out there and decide to, put your life savings in a truck or go to a dealership or whatever, make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row and you know what it takes to run your house at its minimum. And you also understand what it takes to run and operate a business at full capacity, 100%, all gas, no brakes, full throttle all of the time, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what the economy, and you just roll with the punches. Peace. It's been real.